Stop pouring liquid sugar into your body. Imagine taking a spoon and scooping white sugar into your mouth. That is exactly what you are doing every single time you drink one standard can of soda. It contains about 39 grams of sugar, which hits your liver like a freight train. You might think, oh, I'll just drink diet soda that is safer. Think again. Artificial sweeteners can trick your brain and disrupt your gut microbiome. Today, I am giving you a swap that changes the game. It is a drink that tastes almost like a fruit punch or a cranberry juice, but it has 0 sugar and 0 calories. It is a specific red flower that scientists have studied for lowering systolic blood pressure by up to 7 points, which is massive. But here is the catch: you have to brew it the right way using a specific technique, otherwise it will be too sour to drink. Today we are doing a deep dive into Hibiscus Sabdariffa, often called sour tea, roselle, or red sorrel. Most people reach for a cola, a sugary coffee, or an energy drink when they hit that dreaded 3 p.m. slump. You feel tired, so you want a sugar rush. That drink gives you a quick spike in energy, but it also spikes your insulin. An hour later, you crash harder than before, and that chronic cycle leads to systemic inflammation and weight gain. I will show you how this affordable red tea can replace your sugary habit, not just by being healthy, but by actually tasting good. We will look at the real numbers regarding your weight and your heart, and I will share a secret spice recipe at the end that balances the acidity perfectly so you never feel deprived. But first, we need to understand the biology of why this tea is the enemy of belly fat. Here is the fascinating science that the diet industry doesn't talk about enough. Hibiscus tea is unique because it contains specific organic acids and polyphenols that may act as natural amylase inhibitors. Let me explain what that means in plain English. Amylase is an enzyme that your body produces to break down carbohydrates and starches into simple sugars, which are then absorbed into your bloodstream. A study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology suggested that hibiscus extract could reduce body weight body mass index and free fatty acids. How? By inhibiting that enzyme, the tea effectively blocks your body from absorbing all the starch you eat. It's like a gatekeeper. When you drink soda, you are drinking empty calories that turn directly into liver fat. When you drink hibiscus, you are drinking a metabolic support system. It is not a magic pill. You cannot eat pizza and donuts all day and expect to lose weight just by drinking tea. But if you combine this with a sensible diet, it becomes a powerful tool to stop fat accumulation. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer because it damages your arteries for years without any symptoms until it is too late. There is a very well-known randomized controlled trial from Tufts University that changed how we look at this tea. In this study, participants with pre-hypertension drank 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily for 6 weeks. The results were stunning. They saw their systolic blood pressure drop by an average of 7.2 points. To put that in perspective, a drop of that magnitude is comparable to the results seen with some prescription pharmaceutical medications. Why does this happen? The secret lies in the anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give the tea its deep ruby red color. They are potent antioxidants that fight oxidative stress in your endothelial lining. That's the inner wall of your blood vessels. This helps your blood vessels relax and widen, allowing blood to flow more freely. If you replace those with 3 cups of this tea, you are removing 120 grams of inflammatory sugar. Actually, it is much safer for your enamel than the phosphoric acid found in soda. When I tell people to quit soda, the #1 complaint I hear is, "But I miss the fizz. I miss the bubbles and the cold bite at the back of my throat. Water is just too boring." Here is the swap that solves that problem. You do not drink this tea hot like a grandmother. You make a hibiscus concentrate. Here is the method. Brew a very strong pot using dried hibiscus flowers. Use a ratio of about half a cup of flowers to just 3 cups of water. Bring it to a boil, then turn it off and let it steep for at least 15 to 20 minutes. You want it dark, concentrated, and tart. Strain it and keep it in a glass jar in the fridge. When you want a soda, pour 1 part of this concentrate over ice and top it up with 3 parts of sparkling mineral water or club soda. Squeeze in a fresh lime. This mimics the acidity, the bite, and the carbonation of soda perfectly. It is refreshing, it is cold, and it satisfies that craving instantly, but with 0 calories instead of 150. However, to get these benefits, you have to buy the right product. There is one mistake everyone makes at the grocery store. When you go to the store, use this simple rule: whole flowers over dust. This is a waste of money. The beneficial oils and antioxidants degrade when the flower is crushed into fine powder and sits in a paper bag for months. You want to look for whole-dried hibiscus flowers, or sometimes it is labeled as Flor de Jamaica, in the international aisle. These look like dried, dark red petals. They are often 30 to 40% cheaper than the fancy tea bags, and they contain much higher concentrations of the medicinal compounds. Up next, I'm going to give you the secret spice combination that fixes the sour taste so you don't need to add sugar. We have to address the elephant in the room. Hibiscus is tart. It is very sour, similar to cranberry or unripe raspberry. Instead of sugar, I want you to brew your concentrate with 2 specific ingredients: a stick of Ceylon cinnamon and 2 slices of fresh ginger. Why these 2 cinnamon has been scientifically shown to improve insulin sensitivity and stabilize blood sugar. The ginger adds a spicy kick that mimics the burn of carbonation. This combination, hibiscus cinnamon and ginger, creates a complex, sophisticated flavor profile that beats the flat chemical taste of diet soda any day of the week. First, you need to physically remove the temptation. So go to your fridge right now and clear out any sugary soda cans that are sitting there, because if you see them, you will drink them. Next, you will need to buy a bag of whole dried hibiscus flowers, which you can easily find online or at a local market, instead of buying the low-quality tea bags at the grocery store. Tonight, I want you to prepare a simple cold brew pitcher by placing a large handful of flowers into cold water, adding a cinnamon stick, and leaving it in your fridge overnight for at least 8 hours to extract all the flavor without the bitterness. Finally, your goal is to drink 2 cups of this tart red tea daily, ideally right after your lunch, to help curb those afternoon sugar cravings and aid your digestion. A quick safety reminder before you start hibiscus tea is powerful medicine. Because of its diuretic effect, meaning it helps your body flush out water, and its ability to lower blood pressure, you need to be careful. If you are already taking medication for high blood pressure, like hydrochlorothiazide, or if you have naturally low blood pressure, consult your doctor first, as it could drop your pressure too low. Also, it is generally not recommended for pregnant women due to potential hormonal effects. Start with just 1 cup a day to see how your body feels. If you found this swap helpful, would you like me to make a detailed video on the top 3 teas for deep sleep and recovery? Let me know in the comments below. Stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video.